When I was a kid, I watched all these movies, and America was always portrayed as this cool country where you have all the opportunities in the world. I'm from Zaporizhia, a city in Ukraine. I currently live in Berea, Kentucky. Unfortunately, the last time I saw my parents was over 3.5 years ago. I left with the hope of going back in a summer or two. I actually went ahead and bought tickets around probably November before I had to fly. Around February, there was breaking news, and I figured that my tickets would have to be refunded because the war started. So that was a breaking moment for me because I figured that I won't see my parents for a while.
Сьогодні друга річниця у нас.
Oh, it's our сьогодні. It's been 2 years since the war started. Today, exactly. Whenever I came to the United States for the second time to study at Berea College, I had no idea I would be getting back to the true church. So I was baptized in the Orthodox Church in Ukraine. However, throughout my childhood, I really didn't get to go to church often. My parents weren't big believers, but I did meet a guy who was getting really into the Orthodox Church. And he started asking me about the Orthodox Church in Ukraine since I was, from Eastern Europe, and he was super interested in all that. And I was not very happy to talk about it because I just simply didn't have much experience. And at some point it hit me, I think, and I just thought to myself, I'll give it a try. I'll go and I'll see what it's about. The first time I went with my friend Jordan, who ended up being my husband, I stepped in and everything was new. Everything was new and strange and weird. Weird in a way that I can't believe I haven't felt this before. At this point, my life is all about orthodoxy. Whenever I first told my parents that I now go to church, the fact that I started going to the Orthodox Church was a huge hit for them because in Ukraine, a lot of people view going to church consistently as almost like a cult. I think they saw that it was just doing good for me, and I think they saw that it was just making me happy. In the end, they've accepted it and they're happy for us. Tá ладно. So my journey in the United States as a college student has been really just very rocky. The one thing that changed me in all aspects of my life really was that I ended up having thyroid cancer. So in the end of March of 2023, I had the surgery, and before the surgery, I started hearing voices, and it sounded like maybe angels singing or something of that sort. It sounded like hymns, like Orthodox hymns, or just chanting of some sort, and it was just a couple of seconds that I heard it. But then after I woke up from the surgery, I was hearing the chants, I was hearing those beautiful voices, and I just immediately knew that God was with me that whole time, throughout the whole surgery. At this time, I had all the support that I needed. Yes, my parents weren't here, and honestly, they didn't even find out about diagnosis until a couple of days before the surgery because I simply didn't want to worry them. Whenever the surgery happened, my then, not even fiance, my then boyfriend was with me the whole time. On August 8th of 2023, I got married to the love of my life, Jordan Cerrone. Whenever we were planning the wedding, one thing that concerned me the most is that my parents, during the time of the war, they're not able to leave the country. One thing that I could do was to live stream the wedding. Our priest was so sweet to incorporate a lot of Church Slavonic language into the service. That way my parents could understand some of it. And then at the reception, we had a very special moment for my parents and us. My parents called in via a messenger, and they prepared a speech where we had a friend of mine who was Ukrainian. He had to translate what my mom was saying.
Let your new family be that support, that comfort zone.
I think it's been kind of hard on my parents that not only am I thousands of miles away, but also I am now a married woman. I am 21 years old at the time, and I think we're both still processing that things are changing so quickly and so drastically. And I do plan to visit as much as I can, but currently I can't because I applied for an asylum here in the United States, and so if I just go back to Ukraine, that would automatically withdraw my asylum application here. I still consider Ukraine my home country and the country that I love with my whole heart.